Hello, Peps is my dog here. Today I am going to show you how to make your own 3D drawing references for free. So the way that we're going to do this is through a program called MMD, also known as Miku Miku Dance, but MMD is the short name for it. So what this program does is it provides you with a 3D workspace where you can import models and pose them however you want. You can save screenshots, and we're going to be using it for drawing reference. But before we can use it for reference, I want to show you how to download it and put it on your computer. So there are links below this video that you can go, but this is one of the websites that you will want to go to. It's called learnmmd.com. There's a link to it below the video. You will want to download one of the newest versions of MMD, which are these two right here. And whenever you download it, you will want to make sure that your DirectX is also updated. Most newer computers, I believe, have this, but if not, right here it is, and you will want to download that, unzip it, and install it. And then if you still get an error, you will want to download this MMD show and stick it in your data folder. I have it right here. Once you get all that done, you should be pretty much ready to go. There are some models that come with MMD already. You can just go down here where it says model manipulation. Go to your MMD folder wherever you have saved it. I have way too many files. So it will be in user file. And I've downloaded some extra things, so mine will look a bit different. You'll want to go under model, and then there's all of these to choose from. And I'll go over later what is a good model to use for drawing reference. But just in case you're curious, there's a lot here that you can use. But for drawing reference, I would recommend downloading a base, which is basically a character base that has the minimal amount of clothes. They're not naked, no, but they typically don't have things that would obstruct you whenever you're trying to use them for drawing reference. So if I can make my way back here, there's a link below the video where I have linked a couple good bases, and then you can just Google MMD bases and find these as well. This one, I've got a Ren base. You just import it, and then as you can see, you get this nice model, and it's got a black line around it. And it is important whenever you're using these for drawing reference to find a model that has a nice border around it, because it'll be easier to trace whenever you go to do your drawing. So what you can do is come up here to view and scroll down to thickness of edge line, and you can make that bigger or smaller, and it will make it easier to see whenever you save the image. So now that we have this character, you can press select and it will show all the bones in the model. And I'm just going to do something really generic. You can click on the bone and press move, and you can move the body around. And this is how you're going to pose it for your drawing reference. I think here I'm just going to have her well, that's bad, waving at you. And you can turn her head and do whatever you want. And so then what you'll do whenever you get your character how you want it, you can come up here to the little looking glass to zoom in and out, this to slide around, and then you can hold down the right click and drag to change the rotation. And this will be nice if you're trying to get a different view. So then once you have the pose that you want to use for your drawing reference, you come up here. Well, actually, I want to zoom in a little bit. Changing my mind. You can come up here where it says File and Render to Picture File. Choose where you want to save it. I'm just going to save it as Ren. And then you go to whatever file you saved it in. And there's your photo. So now that you have your photo, I typically use GIMP whenever I do digital art, but this will probably apply to any art software that you use. So what I'm going to do once this loads is I'm going to go File, New. Since this is just practice, it doesn't really matter. You just choose your canvas size, like whatever size you want your picture to be, and you get this handy dandy little canvas. And so you're going to go back to your file and you're going to drag it into the program. And GIMP might be a little different than what you're using, but I'm using the Move tool and then the Resize tool to get the photo where I want it on the canvas. And it will be a bit blurry because MMD doesn't save the best quality of photos, but that's fine because the biggest thing we're after is this outline that we can use for our base. So then you come up here to opacity and you take it down. And so I'm going to do layer, new layer, call it line. Make sure it's on top of the reference photo. And I don't have my graphics tablet right now, so this is going to be really bad. But from here, you can go to your other layer and just trace over that. I'm using my mouse, so this is really bad. And in the end, I'm not going to do the whole thing. You should have a pretty good base that you can work off of. So that's the gist of this video, is how to get from MMD to your drawing program. And if that's all you came here for, then I don't have anything else for you. But there is another trick that I wanted to show you, and it's just because it's something that I struggle with a lot whenever I go to do drawings, is I always struggle with sizes. So like if I have a big character next to a little character, I always have trouble like getting their sizes right. And I am going to show you how to overcome that obstacle using MMD for reference. So this begins by installing a thing called MME, which stands for Miku Miku Effect, and it goes alongside with MMD. So to get MME, you're going to go back to this handy dandy little download page. LearnMMD.com is you're going to want to find MME. So I do Control plus F to do a little page search. I'm just going to type in effect. And so you have right here, I think either of these works. I used the 64-bit version. So what you're going to do is download that, and then the files you are going to take out and put in this folder with Miku Miku Dance. So I've already taken these out, but these 3 things here, the MME Effect, Hack, and D3D9, should be in this folder when you download it. And you're going to take those out of that folder and put them in the same location where you have MMD application. And so whenever you do that, you should have this little thing pop up here in the top right corner that says MME Effect. And so whenever you click that, it should say Effect Mapping, Enable Effect, and all that. You want to make sure all these things are checked. And I will show you how to use a very useful effect called scaling. I think it's called scaling, yeah. So once again, there's a link below the video. But you're going to go to this page. And don't be scared because you can't read it. It's perfectly okay. You're going to do Control F again. And you're going to type in scale. And you're going to click right here where it says scale and download that. Unzip it and all that fancy stuff. And then you are going to put that anywhere that you can readily access it. I just put it in my MME Effect right here, scale _ V005, all that fancy. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to import 2 models. And by the way, if you notice how our hair is shaking, you can come up here to physical operation and click no calculation, and that will fix that problem right up. So now I have these 2 models. I only want to scale one of them because I want it to look like I have an adult and a child to use for drawing reference. So what you're going to do, come up here to your handy dandy little MME Effect. You're going to press Effect Mapping. And I say I want to shrink the one that has the long hair. So I'm going to select that one. And I'm going down here to Set Effect. I'm going to find where I had saved my scale. And you're going to see this little thing that says scale.fx. You're going to click that. And so now she has that effect applied to her. Press OK. And so then you can either do this through load or you can just drag it in. In the scale folder, there should be a scale control.pmd. You're going to bring that into MMD and you don't do anything with it. It's just whenever you have it selected, you're going to come here to the green box and it says expansion and reduction. And reduction is going to make the model smaller. And expansion, if you haven't guessed, is going to make this model bigger. She is so big you can't even see her, but she's there. Whoa, she's really big. Okay. So yeah, if you want to draw a giant, this is also a very good thing to use, as you can see. The only thing with this effect is that the bones for the model are still going to be the original size. But like, say I select her foot here and I move her foot, I'll select this other one. It's still going to move her foot on the big model. It's just that the actual skeleton will be smaller. So that might take a little bit of getting used to, but that is how you can get quick and easy 3D drawing reference and how to import them into your program. So I have never really done a tutorial before, so I would like some feedback in the comments, and then if you have any suggestions for tutorials that you want me to do or videos that you want to see, let me know. And if this was helpful, I'd like to know that too. Subscribe for more, and I hope that this had helped you. Have a good day.